Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Cyberse Yugioh deck profile for January 2018. With the release of Extreme Force, we got a lot more support for the Cyberse type as a whole, and it really helps with the deck's diversity, being able to do a lot of different plays, speed up the special summoning of the monsters, so really happy that we got these cards to add to the deck. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. For starters, sticking with the one of the first Cyberse, we got 3 Drag Connect. I still love this card for its normal summon effect. You special summon a level 2 or lower normal monster from your hand or deck in defense. And the one that I usually go for is either Digitron or Bitron, which are your 2 level 2 Cyberse monsters. I'm running 2 Digitron and 1 Bitron now, kind of a 3-to-3 ratio for the Drag Connect, so I have options to grab if I do by chance go through each one, but I love that Drag Connect also works from the hand, so you can special summon from the hand if you do open up with it. Plus, if you do open with these, you can still go for that Link Spider play to go for a level Link 2 Cyberse monster by special summoning off this Link Spider, then using that for another Link if you need to, or just using those 2 monsters. And 2 Digitron, mostly for that more offensive attack to the defensive Bitron as well. And sticking with some of the old but goodies, 3 Backup Secretary. She's still one of the easiest special summons in the deck. If you control a Cyberse monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. Very simple. And basically all the monsters in this deck are Cyberse, so you'll always be guaranteed her special summon, never having to normal summon her, unless she's like the only monster you have and you have to push for game or something like that, but pretty standard play. And I'm also running 3 of the new Bit Trooper. I really like this card. It has good stats all overall. It's got that set 2000 defense, which you can use if you need to make that play. 1500 attack, which isn't too bad, but it's great because you can send 1 level 2 or lower monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. You can only use the effect of Bit Trooper once per turn. Now, it doesn't limit this card for the normal summon, which is why I like it. It doesn't say cannot be normal summon, must be special summon, so then you'd be very limited if you opened up with a lot of these, but the fact that you can still normal summon him and get that special summon off leads for a lot of consistent plays and some graveyard plays by setting up some of your different Cyberse monsters in the graveyard, basically like Dotscaper and many others. And I also run 3 Rom Claudia. With this card, when it's normal summon, you can target 1 Cyberse monster in your graveyard except for Rom Claudia, add it to your hand. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck except for Rom Claudia. So it's got that special summon option and the add back effect for consistent special summon plays, because a lot of them, like I said, don't have to be normal summon. So by normal summoning Claudia, you'll have resources put back into your hand to use with this card. And the 1800 attack point stats means that she's one of your bigger, stronger Cyberse if you need to rely on just the effect monsters until you get to your Link summons. And lastly, for the 3 ofs, 3 Balancer Lord. You can pay 1,000 life points during your main phase to special summon 1 Cyberse monster in addition to your normal summon. You can only use the effect once per turn. You can also, if this card is banished, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. You can only use the effect of Balancer Lord once per turn. Once again, good special summon option. The 1,000 life points isn't too bad. It's kind of like a soul charge cost in a sense, so go off of it as that for your big plays, because you can always have that 1 monster where you're 1 off for your big Link summon play you want to make. And I run 2 Flit Clown. This card is draw power, which I like. Now, the one thing I noticed that I see a lot of Cyberse monsters doing is the 1,000 point burn. But with this one, it's if you control at least 2 other Cyberse monsters and have no other cards in your hand, you can pay 1,000 life points, draw 1 card. You can only use the effect once per turn. So it's kind of like a solution to you just exploding your whole hand onto the field for a big Link summon. Flit Clown comes in handy because it lets you get that draw power off for the 1,000 cost, which isn't too bad because it could be that 1 extra resource or trap or spell that you need for protection on the field, along with your big field of monsters you may already have. And I also run 2 Link Infra Flyer. This card, you special summon this card to your hand to a zone a Link monster points to. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. Just 2 of. I did have it at 3 in the last deck profile, but really it kind of changed the consistency since And a lot better other special summon options, and you can only do it once per turn anyway, so opening up multiples of this card just was kind of dangerous, because you would have maybe multiple arrows, but only able to get that one special summon off. And we have to remember is a lot of these Cyberse cards are searchable with a lot of different cards in the deck, so you can basically grab what you need for that specific play at that moment. And speaking of, I run one striping, I said stripping, and I think I made that same mistake in my pack opening. Striping partner. This card works with kind of like a Feck negation special summon and then an add back. So he kind of works in the sense that you fail on a summon, you get to basically special summon this card out and get the resource back. So it's like an answer to something being negated and your play being messed with. He gives you a second chance, which your opponent might not see coming, for another play with this card, which is why I like to run one of it. Because he can't be normal summoned or special summoned any other way, he's that one of tech choice to go into. Grab him when you need him for that option. And lastly, for the one-ofs, I run one Boot Staggered. Now, this card I might bump up to a higher number because he is really easy for the special summon. And if I do that, I might take out either, one Bit Trooper or, one Balancer Lord and move him up to 2 or 3. It depends. I really, like I said, really like him in the deck. When he's normal summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. When Cyberse monster is normal summoned, you can only use the effect of Boot Staggered once per turn. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon one Stag token, Cyberse Earth. So he is just special summon resources galore, including himself and other monsters, including the tokens. So he really helps to fill out the field, so definitely a good one to go to. Just only bad, if you get up him and, another high level, but, we're mostly just running the level 4s and belows, making him the only high level, so you'll always usually have something else you can, normal summon and go well with him on the field. And also one Stack Reviver, pretty standard. He's the once per duel special summon after used for a link to get something else on the field. And one Dotscaper. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. If this card is banished, you can special summon this card. You can only use one Dotscaper effect per turn and only once per turn. You can only use each effect once per duel. Combos so well with the Bit Trooper, because you get the send special, so you get that special, your normal's not taken up, monsters on the field ready to go. And that's it for the monster count. High monster count, like always, but that just makes for the consistency for the Cyberse plays in the deck for all your different link monsters. And for the spells, I run 3 Sign Up Backdoor, still one of my favorite spells we got from the latest Cyberse structure deck. You target a Cyberse monster you control, banish it. If you do, add one Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand whose attack is lower than that monster's original attack. During your next standby phase, return that monster banished by this effect to the field, and it can attack directly that turn. You can only use the effect once per turn. It's search power. You're going to get your monster back as well, which is something I look forward to, because it's not like a banish and you don't get the monster back, so you just get a search, like you're filtering out for something better. He will return, and that direct attack can be pretty aggressive if you banish something like Decode Talker or something bigger like that. So definitely a 3-of, since especially it's also a quick play, so you can activate it at the end of your opponent's turn as well for that play to come back. And also I run 2 security blocks. This is a protection card. You target Cyberse on the field. Neither player takes battle damage. Also, that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. So protection play card. Once again, another quick play as well. So options on your opponent's turn. And I'm only running one-time passcode now because it is a once per turn, and it's just that extra option to have a spell card on the field that can special summon a monster. Good to have, but like I said, the once per turn makes it so if I ever opened up 2 of this, I'm stuck with a dead card in hand. And I'm also running one of the new Link Hole. This is a pop effect card, so another one of to run just because you need your field set up and then some popping. I got some really good killer plays with this card against my opponent because I popped a lot of their cards on the field with the amount of Link monsters I had. You just have to have a high Link monster on the field, which is very easy with this deck since it spams out monsters pretty fast, which is a great one to rely on if you need it. And to wrap up, just 1 soul charge, like I said, monster swarm with this deck. Be careful with the soul charge though, because a lot of your other cards do pay 1,000 points too, because you can get really low and then rely on this and you'd be at like 3,000 life points already, so not the biggest play you'd want to make. And for traps, I run 2 Cyberse Beacon, just another search trap for options that you run in the deck. When you take damage by battle or card effect, you add whatever Cyberse you need for that situation that's level 4 or lower. 2 Recoded Alive. You target one Link 3 Cyberse Link monster that you control or in the graveyard and banish it. If you do, special summon 1 Code Talker monster from your extra deck. If you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your banished Code Talkers, special summon it. Really, really good because we have more options now with the new X Code Talker being a thing, so you'll definitely make more use of this card with different options available to you. And also to finish off the one-ofs, 1 Parallel Port Armor and 1 Signet Refresh. The Parallel Port, kind of an like equip for your Link monsters for protection plays, and the Signet Refresh, when an opponent's Cyberse monster declares an attack, destroy all monsters in the main monster zones. During the end phase of the turn, special summon from the graveyard as many Cyberse Link monsters as possible to their owner's fields that were destroyed by this effect, and when an opponent's monster activates its effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Cyberse Link monsters you currently control are unaffected by other card effects until the end of this turn. I love that the Cyberse cards have banished effects in the graveyard. For second options, it's like you're basically playing with 2 cards after you use it, another resource in the graveyard to make use of. Makes the deck very, very promising for stuff we'll get in the future. And now for the extra deck, I run 1 Decode Talker, 1 Encode Talker, and 1 Xcode Talker, just the one-ofs. Decode, probably the one you go into the most because he's the easiest one to get out, and the best arrows as well. But Encode and Xcode with their own effects and protection and offensive plays as well come in very, very handy with the deck. So all 3 very, very good Link monster plays that I want to make. Plus, for the big monsters, 1 Firewall Dragon and 1 Borreload. Like I said, the Link 4, get out Borreload, your Firewall, and you have some pretty aggressive plays you can make. For higher attack monsters, 1 Gaia Saber, Kashyyyk, for when you can get out those bounce back plays, 1 Binary Sorceress, 1 Link Bumper, 1 Trigate Wizard, and then for the new ones as well, 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Flame Administrator, and 1 Recovery Sorcerer. Now you run all Cyberse monsters in the deck, which is why I felt these Link 2s were better than Proxy in my opinion, just for like extra effects as well. You can go for the Link 2 if need be, like you could with Proxy to go into a bigger Link afterwards, but these just have different effects that you can rely on pretty well for like power plays and whatnot, protection plays, which is why I like to run 3 of these in the deck as well. And lastly, 2 Link Spiders. This is for Datatron, I think it was a Bitron, yeah, Bitron and Digitron, like those plays, and the token as well to get out a Link effect monster, because some of the required Link monsters do need the, like an effect Link monster and not a normal monster or token. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and until next time, Kira Twig out.